My girlfriend, 33F, won't stop using my 32F towel. My partner, 33F, and I, 32F, have been together for about 9 months now. Of course, when we met and at the beginning of our relationship it was all rainbows and flowers. Now we're learning each other on a personal level. But I have a issue with her. She keeps using my bathing towel. Now, this may sound like a minuscule issue, but I have spoken to her 23x about it. I don't find it to be a sanitary practice at all, and I just don't want to share a towel with her or anyone else. This is non-negotiable for me, even though I've given her the grace of reminding her multiple times. I've asked her not to. I've made sure that our towels are completely different colors, given her 2 towels at once, and have even removed my towel from the bathroom altogether, which inconveniences me since I put it somewhere she can't find it. My next step at this point is to tell her she can't shower at my place. This seems to be on the more extreme side in my opinion, but that's where I am at now. I don't think I'm asking too much from her to use her own towel. Any advice is welcome. I'm trying to be reasonable here, but she's not leaving me much choice. What? When you hide your towel, does she go and find it to use it? Update. So, apparently she grabs whatever towel she sees first. She couldn't give me a reason as to why it always seems to be my towel. She came up with the solution of bringing one of her own towels over, so that'll help her remember. We'll see how that goes. I think it's unsanitary, too. It may seem like a small thing, but she needs to respect your request. I don't know why she's not, but it's a red flag to me. If she won't honor this one request, that isn't even that big, what will she ignore later? My significant other has a particular coffee cup that he uses, and a particular spoon and fork that he uses. He will get upset if I am using his coffee cup or utensils. He compared it to using each other's toothbrushes. I agree that sharing toothbrushes is gross, however I don't see the problem with sharing clean dishes. I grew up in a large family, so we just used any dishes that were available, and I initially thought he was silly for being so possessive of his cup and utensils. But since it mattered to him, and there are many other cups and utensils in the kitchen, I learned to just avoid using his. It wasn't difficult. You don't have to agree with someone's viewpoint in order to respect their viewpoint. If she cared about your feelings, she would respect this, very reasonable, boundary. I totally get it, it is unsanitary and it's weird she keeps boundary stomping. My 34F boyfriend, 36M, said he would want his kids to be light-skinned. We are both South Asian, but he is North Indian and lighter brown. I am darker-skinned brown. We have been together on and off for coming up to 4 years. It has recently become committed and serious. He's being so loving and kind now that he's decided to commit, which is why this is all so hard. I feel so guilty. He has jokingly before said I'm very dark. We are getting to a serious stage of the relationship, considering marriage and kids. He is daily saying he wants kids with me. I mentioned to him yesterday randomly that my dad was unusually pale, and he brightly said, "Maybe our kids will be pale then." I felt uncomfortable and told him how I love my nephew to bits and he's darker skinned than me and I find it so cute, and he kinda shrugged and moved the convo on. This morning, I was so uneasy I asked him straight up, "Does skin color matter to you?" And he responded, "Well, I would prefer them to have lighter skin, but I don't really have a choice, I feel so uneasy. I do understand wanting your kids to look like you. Even I want that. But it's one thing saying I want them to look like me and repeatedly, he has said it multiple times, saying that you want them to have light skin. Especially when he comes from a place with a caste system intertwined with colorism. Lower castes are dark-skinned and oppressed and looked down upon. I feel that this is part of what has constructed his desire for light-skinned kids, and him feeling comfortable saying that to me makes me feel so uneasy. Can I get your thoughts, please? I hate to be this guy, but you've posted about this boyfriend so many times for a multitude of horrible behaviors he has. You really need to leave him or accept that he's a jerk and is always going to find something about you to complain or make you feel horrible about. People can only tell you that you deserve better so many times, until you realize that you are settling for someone that treats you like rubbish. There are worse things than breakups and being single. Internalized racism and colorism is sadly way too common. Ask yourself what would happen if you had kids with him and one child was dark-skinned and the other was light-skinned. Would he treat them equally? Love them equally? I think you need to consider this going forward with your relationship. Don't have kid with this guy. There is so much colorism ingrained in Indian people's mind. Find someone who is mature. No one is going to tell you this behavior is okay or acceptable. No one is going to say anything other than he is an asshole. There is no advice to be given here. He is who he is and he thinks how he thinks. You have the free will to choose to be with him or not. Do I think he sounds like a good partner? No. But given the tone of your comments, it doesn't sound like you are going to break up with him, so I'm not sure what you're after here. Tell him not to worry, as having kids is not something you can foresee in his future. 25F. Am getting heat for keeping my son away from my 28M ex after he said he didn't want him. My ex, 28M. Ashton was the worst mistake I could have made. I dated him for a week and ended up pregnant. He tried to pay me for abortion and I declined the money. I left at night and never came back. My son is 2 months now. Ashton never called or checked the whole pregnancy or even asked to see him, which I was fine with because I didn't want him around after everything he said. My friend David helped me the whole way. He's my son's godfather and I let him name him after him. Being a single mother has its ups and downs, but I love it. Ashton and his family found out about this via Instagram and kept spamming me. He commented under David's picture with my son that I posted, "Imagine letting another man name my son after him. I'll take you to court." Him and his parents ended up telling my parents I am keeping a father away from his child, when Ashton said he didn't want him and could care less what I do with him. He denied saying it and everybody is on me for keeping my son away from him. All I said was, he doesn't have your last name and you're not listed as his father, fuck off. List of shit that was said. I don't want it, I'll pay to get rid of it, fuck you and that baby. Document everything. Record any voice calls with any of them. Be prepared that they may take you to court for paternity, partial custody. Limit who can see your social media and ask anyone who's posting about your child to do the same. I really doubt he cares about your son, probably getting pressure from his family about their new grandchild. Good luck. I hope you're safe and smart about this because there's a good chance he'll end up in your son's life via a court order and you'll have no control. Girl, what the fuck? Yeah, you need to make a post how they are fucking delusional and you haven't heard from him in a damn year. So him coming out the woodworks now does nothing but confirm he's a puss who doesn't deserve sympathy. Also block every single one of them or make your page for friends only. Get the fuck off of social media. Block toxic people from your life and raise your kid. If you have full custody, then fuck everyone else. If you don't have full custody, then contact a lawyer and get. Your ex is obviously an immature jerk. He wanted nothing to do with him and said so. Actually wanted him aborted. He certainly doesn't sound like father material to me. Do what you feel is best. If the ex gets serious and takes you to court, then all you can do is explain this to the judge. Good luck, op. Keep him TF away from that kid. He's clearly mentally unstable and cares only for his image, as opposed to the quality of his character. For peace of mind, have a consult with a lawyer, just 20-60 minutes of their time to confirm he has no legal precedents to interfere in the future. If his name isn't on the BC, there's little for him to do, but just check. You owe no one any explanations. Let his family, who clearly has no idea how to raise a decent person, wrestle with their failures amongst themselves. Can I, 31 female, be upset that my 31 male touched the stripper's breasts at his bucks party? My fiancé had his bucks party over the weekend and he let me know that there were strippers, topless waitresses. He was upfront to begin with and said he got a lap dance, but when I asked him if he touched the strippers, he said no. I could see on his face that he wasn't being truthful, so when I asked again, he admitted that the stripper had grabbed his hands to touch her breasts. I am pro-sex worker and understand that bucks most likely always have strippers, but I can't move on from the fact he touched another woman's breasts. I've always been a little jealous, and when I asked him if he would care if I had touched a male stripper's parts, he said no because he understands the context in which that could happen. I'm really shocked that he participated in having a lap dance, but more so upset that he touched another woman's breasts. Is it A, okay that I am a little upset, and B, how do I move on from this? This is tough. I'd feel like this is a level of cheating. I'd be upset with my husband if he grabbed or touched another woman's breast. How you handle it is up to you. I don't think this is relationship ending, but I might need time to process my feelings if I were in your situation. Is he remorseful now? It sounds like he is downplaying it and not acknowledging how much that hurt you. Edit to add. You're not wrong for feeling hurt about this. It doesn't feel right in your gut for a reason. You don't need him to tell you that you shouldn't feel bad. Frankly, he's lying. He would be upset if you touch some other guy's private parts. He's trying to get out of being in trouble, and yes, I would be ticked off, I would be really angry. Those bachelor parties are cesspools. The women who work there will tell you. And I'm pro-sex worker also. Your post is making me so insecure. I fully understand your feelings. I hate these types of bachelor party traditions. I have always seen this as cheating. If the relationship is exclusive, a loving man shouldn't get lap dances. That's not a healthy start for a marriage in my eyes. I'm feeling super insecure because I'm about to get married and I really hope that my fiancé will respect my boundaries. First, it's not a good idea to be in situations where there's strippers, topless waitresses involved. Things happens and more so when alcohol is involved. Was she really grabbing his hands or he's the one who touched her because after all she was naked on his lap? He probably didn't tell you everything that happened there and you'll be wondering and doubting him. Bucks do not most likely have strippers. A certain type does.